Hello, I'm EnterElysium and this is IRL News. Today, Valve is being sued over Steam by the Australian government for not allowing refunds. Now, it's not exactly that Steam doesn't allow refunds. Steam technically sometimes, maybe once in a blue moon, if you do a special dance in a clearing with the blood of a sacrificed pig that was born on a Wednesday, might do a refund. And it's quite literally almost that hard to get them to do a refund. Now, there are lots of rumours and stuff about this and a lot of, misapprehensions and what people think about these. And there's rumours that they only do 3 strikes. That's you get 3 refunds and then you never get a refund again. And no one actually really knows for certain exactly how Steam's refund policy works, because they don't really like offering refunds, and their actual stance on it is that they don't offer refunds, but they have to sometimes. Now, under most law, including British law and American law, and for in fact Australian law, consumers have a lot of protection in this regard. If you sell someone a product that doesn't work, well, they get a refund. Simple as that. And Steam's kind of position that you can't get a refund is kind of counter to that, which is part of the core case that the Australian government are suing Valve for, that they're basically saying that, they should be able to offer refunds, especially in these circumstances, and they shouldn't mislead people by saying that they don't offer refunds. Which is perfectly understandable, and it's something I'd like to see changed, because Steam was a great service platform. Now it's currently a place of dumping ground for shit, but, it was a great service platform. But it had really poor service, which I guess is half of the platform, service platform. Its customer service was appalling. Steam has never had great customer service. And it really needs to catch up its game on that one. Especially when competitors like Origin, and dear God, I'm going to say something good about EA, actually allow you to get a refund within 24 hours of an EA product if you're not happy. Period. Which is just above and beyond the statute. So, what they're actually being sued for, they're being sued for the fact that they're saying they don't allow refunds. They have to allow refunds. Secondly, they're saying that they can't offer refunds or won't offer refunds for products that don't work or whatever. And thirdly, something like they're not offering refunds for products that don't work or are broken unless you've gone through contacting the manufacturer, etc, 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 which under Australian law you don't have to do. You just have to go back to the person who sold it to you and say, look, it doesn't work. You don't have to go to the person who manufactured or developed the game and go, hi, how can I fix this? It's not a job for you to fix the game you bought. It's a job for them to sell you a game that works. In theory. Now, while I absolutely love the idea of Steam actually becoming more customer friendly, because it isn't actually that customer friendly in terms of its, for customers it's mainly a way to just shovel stuff out and get money, especially at the moment. There is a couple of problems with this. Now, firstly, Valve is not an Australian company. It's an American company. And the Australian lawsuit pins around the fact that they're doing business in Australia. Now, the issue is, Steam are doing business in a lot of places, and if we say, let's make up a country, okay? Let's make up some small country in Africa or the Middle East or somewhere small, maybe that has a view that, you cannot depict women in video games. I don't know. It's something that possibly could happen in a Middle Eastern country. There are some ones there that have really strict rules about women. So let's just go with that. Let's make a country and it has a really strict rule about women in video games. Suddenly Steam is infringing it by selling these games, and they get sued by the small Middle Eastern country for all these many abuses of their law. Well, yeah, but that's because they have the internet. You can't sell a product on the internet and then be accountable for every law in every country in the world. That's kind of insane. And I'm sure most of you would agree, just can't be done. So why is this happening in this case? Now, in this case, there is the reason that when Steam are doing transactions and so on in Australia, they use, Australian dollars, and they're actually localized to Australia. The prices are actually, inflated ridiculous amounts because of the price of doing business in Australia, which is just an Australian tax, really. And the fact that, I'm afraid, Australia, you have some really, really weird censorship laws. But other than that, it's mostly the Australian tax. So the fact that they actually have this Australian tax, that they are putting more money on, and that they are doing business in Australian dollars, shows that they're actually, you know, trying to focus on Australia rather than just, oh, we're getting caught up by X random country with insane law. So yeah. In this circumstance, I think that you could make the argument pretty well that it's fine, that this lawsuit can go ahead. But it is a little bit dangerous. They do have a bit of a premise there behind their lawsuit that's not 100% level. Honestly, I'm glad this is happening. Steam do need to be held to account for their consumers, and Steam do have some fairly anti-consumer stuff in their terms of service. I mean, I believe it was about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, where they changed their terms of service to say, oh, you cannot bring class action lawsuits against us. Okay, now, I'm not a lawyer, putting that out there. Two things. Firstly, a class action lawsuit, for those of you who don't know, is a great way for many people who bought small amounts of product or whatever to sue one big person. Class action lawsuit is where you get a lot of people together, all of whom have been infringed or are claiming for the same thing, and then they all sue the one entity for that thing. So it's a great way for, you know, people who brought a Duff product on Steam to be able to all group together and sue Steam. Secondly, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm pretty damn sure you cannot take away someone's statutory, right. You have the right to sue someone. You have the right to sue someone via a class action lawsuit. I'm pretty sure you can't say, if you buy this game, yeah, you can never sue us, class action lawsuit. Because that takes away something that is, you know, built into being a person, being a citizen of the United States. That is very anti-consumer, taking away someone's ability to sue. I mean, if you can actually do it, I very much doubt that. But in addition to the fact that, oh, we don't offer refunds, when they have to. I mean, under US law and under UK law and under apparently Australian law and many other laws, if you sell a Duff product, you have to offer a refund when the person goes, hey, product doesn't work. And I'm glad this lawsuit's been taking place, because maybe it will make Steam change their practices around the world, not just in Australia. But what I suspect is Steam will just go, okay, we'll change our terms of service for Australians, and maybe hike the prices up a little bit more. Possibly. But it won't change its prices anywhere else, is my suspicion. What I would like them to do is change the prices everywhere. So actually I'd like many lawsuits to be filed by many countries against them, until they can change their practices and become consumer friendly, because currently they are the most profitable business per employee head, or whatever it is. They're like, oh, we're more profitable per head we employ than Google. They love this claim. But it shows that they really, 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 really should be doing some stuff with that money, like, you know, being consumer friendly. I mean, honestly, it's a great way to keep the platform going. The longer they stay being anti-consumer, and the longer they stay being shoveling more shit out on the front page of Steam, the more chance they'll slip down and be overtaken. Especially at a point where we've got consumer, friendly services, oh dear God, I'm saying it again, like Origin coming out of the woodwork, and all these publisher-specific services coming out to sell games. It would be kind of nice if Steam actually upped their game, rather than pouring petrol on them and saying, burn me, which is what they're currently doing. Anyway, I've been EnterElysium, this has been IRL News. Steam are being sued. It's a good thing. If you've enjoyed this episode, please like, and if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. As per usual, stay shiny.